Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. Today's practice is a nice little one for if you do a lot of driving or are working seated or in sort of a similar position all day. So this practice is designed to help strengthen the back, help open up through the chest, and just get your upper body, your torso feeling healthy and strong. So without further ado, if you get into something comfy and get onto your mat, and we'll get started. So sitting on your mat, making sure that you're comfortable, maybe sitting on the edge of a mixed block and blanket together then. Sitting on the edge of a block or a blanket or maybe a cushion so you can sit up nice and tall. This just helps tilt the pelvis forward slightly so you're taking a little bit of pressure off those back muscles to help keep you lifted. So when you're comfortable, bring the shoulders down and back and just lowering the gaze or closing the eyes. Taking a moment to draw the awareness in. Check in with how you're feeling today. No judgment or expectation. Just awareness. And connecting into your breath and into your body. Seeing if you can breathe through the nose. Trying to send that breath all the way down to the center of the body. Smooth inhale, even exhale. And we're just going to see if we can apply a resonant frequency breathing. So breathing in for 6 and out for 6. Now if 6 is too long, just lower it to maybe 4. Resonant frequency is different for everybody. But as a general rule, a 6-second breath is quite a good frequency. So if it feels comfortable, just inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just continue in your own time, in for 6 and out for 6. So throughout the practice, as best as you can, try and keep this breathing rhythm. Don't worry, you'll probably lose track of the counting. If you like, there's a great track made by Noah McKenna, Sound Moves, which plays the music with the resonant frequency breathing, so that's 6-second breath. Then you just breathe along with the music. It's a great way of deepening your practice and helping to calm the nervous system. So I'll put a link for that in the description below if you want to practice along with that track. And then we're just going to, with an inhale, take the arms out and up, reaching up towards the ceiling. And with an exhale, stretch into the space around. Inhale, reaching out and up. And exhale, stretch into the space around. And this time, inhale, reaching up. We're going to twist to our right, so I will mirror you. Popping your right hand down behind you, left hand on the right knee, and just looking over the right shoulder. If you feel like you're leaning back quite a lot to reach the floor or the mat, just wrap that right hand around the back of the waist instead. Think about using that inhale to lengthen up, the exhale to twist a little further. And then we're coming back to center. Inhale, reaching up. Find length through the body. And then exhale over to the other side. Lovely. Inhale, coming back to center, reach those arms up, and then we're going to bend to the right. So popping the right hand down, reach up and over with the left. Think about sending that left sit bone down towards the mat. Draw the left shoulder down away from the ear, create space in the neck. Find that stretch right the way up the left side of the body. Wonderful. Inhale, coming back to center, reach both arms up. And then over to the other side. Lovely. Think about that line of energy all the way from the right sit bone to the fingertips of the right hand. Wonderful. Then inhale, coming back to center, reach both arms up. And then exhale, draw the hands down, resting the hands down onto the legs. We're just going to go into some spinal flexors. So inhale, lift the rib cage, lift the chest, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the back, belly button to spine. And again, inhale, lifting. Squeeze the shoulder blades, really open the heart up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the back, belly button to spine. Inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Then coming to a nice neutral spine, we're going to come into something called diamond pose. So it's a little bit like cobbler pose. We're bringing the soles of the feet together, but we're going to have the heels a fair way away from the body. I'll quickly turn around so you can see how far away my legs are. Now you can adapt as you need to. For some of you, this might be too far away or maybe too close. So we're trying not to get that same feeling when we're in cobbler and it's that real intense into the groin, into the psoas. So we're trying to find that diamond shape. So if you just look down at your legs, you'll see they make a nice diamond shape. So if you can't find a diamond, then send the legs out a little bit further or bring them back in a little bit further. From here, you may find it helpful to have a block or a bolster because we're just going to take a nice lean forward. So I'm giving you permission here in this pose to round your back. So normally when we do forward folds in yoga, we're talking about lengthening. So fold is almost the wrong word because we're actually lengthening the spine. So trying to find length through the body. But in this instance, we are going to fold. So you're going to round your back. Let the hands be down. They can either be on the outside of the legs or they can be on the inside. They can be resting on the legs. And you can just rest your forehead down on the block or a brick. Or you can have a little stack of cushions here. Whatever feels best. If you've got a yoga bolster it can be quite good. Or if you don't have any of the above, don't worry. You can just rest down, letting the head hang down. It's just sometimes nice to have that support on the forehead. I'm just going to hang out here and have a little breathe. So find the version of this pose that you can hold for a little while. Not too long, but just try not to be in such an extreme position that it's uncomfortable to hold for a few breaths. See if you can come back to that resonant frequency breathing. Breathing in for 6, breathing out for 6. And we'll take one more breath here. And then nice and slowly coming out of the pose, rolling up through the spine, removing blocks or padding if you have it. Draw the knees in. Great. And then we're going to spin the feet round and come to kneeling. Now we're about to go into cow's head pose, which is a great one to do if you do a lot of sitting or staying in one place, either for work or for whatever it is you like to do. So this is a really good one for opening up through the chest, helping out with the hips and with the back. You might want a strap or a scarf or just something you can use just when we do the hands. It can be good if you can't reach your fingertips at the back. You can use a strap and hold on to the strap and then walk the fingers up the strap. And maybe one day you'll reach the fingertips, or maybe you'll stay with the strap. Either way, it's doing all the good. So, coming to kneeling, making sure you've got a strap to hand if you think you'll need it. And we're going to sit our hips over to the left. So that means that your left heel should be towards your right hip. And then we're going to bring that right leg round. So either have it on the inside of the left knee pointing up towards the ceiling, or you can cross it over so that knee is pointing up towards the ceiling but the leg is on the opposite side of the bottom leg. Or you can come into the full pose by stacking one knee on top of the other. It can help here to sit on blocks, blankets, cushions, just to give you a little lift to help open up through the hips. If this is completely uncomfortable and you're going, why have you tied me in this knot, Frayah? That's okay. You can do a half cow's head pose by stretching the bottom leg out and have the top foot on the mat, reaching the knee up towards the ceiling. Or if it feels okay on the top leg to have that opening up of the hip, then stack that knee and have the heel coming towards the opposite hip. Find whatever feels best for you. If the whole of this is not good, sit with your legs stretched out in front of you. Or you can always sit in a butterfly pose to open up a little through the hips. So whatever works best for you. Finding the version where you can sit up nice and tall. And then because we have our right knee on top, we're going to take our left hand behind the back. So elbow heading up towards the ceiling, bringing the arm in line with the ear, and then right hand is going round to meet it. So either take hold of your strap, or if you can take hold of the fingers, taking hold of the fingers. But what we want is the elbow heading up, top of the arm in line with the ear, spine nice and long, so we're opening up through the chest. So as I say, this is such a great one if you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk, driving. You can even just do the arms. So if you are sat at a desk for work, then just doing the arms will help out. It'll help lengthen up through the spine. It'll help with your posture. It'll help open up through the chest. And on an energetic level with this pose, we talk about it completing the circuit. So if you think of your body as an electrical circuit, when we do things like the arms where we're connecting the hands, we're creating a circuit in the body for the energy to flow more freely. So trying to sit up nice and tall, smooth, even breathing. Great. And I've chatted away in this pose, so I think we've been holding it for a little while. So we'll just take one more breath. And then release the hands, release the legs, maybe give them a good wriggle. And then we'll go on to the other side. So coming back to that kneeling, and this time we're going to sit the hips over to the right. So with the hips over to the right, your right heel will be towards your left hip. And you're going to bring that left foot round, either knee pointing up towards the ceiling, or crossing the foot over, or stacking the knees one on top of the other. Remember, you can always stretch that bottom leg out. You can sit on blocks, you can sit on blankets. The weight won't be even between both sit bones. It'll be more towards the bottom leg, but as best as you can, try and find as much evenness as you can. And the main thing is making sure you can sit up nice and tall. So if you're leaning quite heavily to one side, just bring it back a stage, choose one of the other options. So once you're there and you feel like you can sit up tall, we've got the right hand going behind the back, elbow up towards the ceiling, left hand going round, taking hold of the fingers or the strap. Of course, as well with the arms, if this isn't comfortable for you, or if it just isn't accessible today, you can always take that top arm behind the back and use the opposite hand to draw the elbow back a little and stay like this. Or you can miss the arms out if that doesn't feel good. So making sure you're sitting up nice and tall, smooth, even breathing. So this pose traditionally is held for 12 minutes on either side every day. So if you do feel like doing that, then go for it. Leave me a message, let me know how you got on. I tried it once and I think I lasted not even a week. I get too distracted by other things that I want to do, other poses. I'm not very good at holding just one pose for that length of time, which probably means that's something I need to do more. See, even yoga teachers, we're not perfect in our practice. We are but human too. Lovely, we'll take one more breath here. And then release the hands, release the legs. Have a little wriggle, ease the body out, and then when you're ready, we're going to come down to lying on our fronts. So spinning yourself around, coming to lying on your front. We're going to have the hands just underneath the shoulders, coming up onto your fingertips if you can. We're going to come into a cobra pose on our fingertips. So with an inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift as high as you can, and then press into the fingertips, coming up into cobra. So you don't have to lift too high, and with the exhale, coming back down. So the inhale comes up, shoulders down away from the ears, exhale, rolling down. And we're just flowing in that movement. So if this feels a little too much, come down on the elbows and do this in Sphinx instead. But really trying to focus on using the back muscles rather than the arms to lift. Any pinching in the lower back, then just have the feet a little bit wider than hip distance, take some of the pressure out. And we'll do just one more. Lovely. Then resting down on your front, we're going to bring the forehead to rest on the hands. Taking a little moment to let the body settle, let the breath settle. And then we're going to do a couple of rounds of locust pose, Shalabhasana. So for locust, you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, keeping the forehead as if it's stuck to the hands, so lifting the chest. You don't have to lift too high. And then the legs at the same time are going to lift and lengthen away from you, so you're creating a bow pose. So when you're ready, with an inhale, you're going to lift Reach the feet away from you, lift the chest, exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Remember, any pinching in the lower back, have the feet a little wider. If it feels okay, bring the feet a little closer together. And again, inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. We'll do just 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Take your time with it. Inhale and exhale. Fantastic. Bringing the hands back. Press into the hands. Sit back onto the heels. And just take a moment in either ancestral worship or child's pose. You could always rest the forehead on the fists. Just let the back round. Let the body settle. Let the breath settle. Wonderful. So then you're going to draw yourself up, rolling up, coming to kneeling and then spinning the feet round. Once you're sitting back down onto the mat, we're going to roll down, coming to lying on your back. Lovely. So we're just going to do our last little bit of strengthening of the core for this little practice. And for that, we are going to cross the right leg over the left. And then lifting the left foot. You can stay as you are, or see if you can tuck that right foot round the back of the left leg. Don't worry if you can't, it's just to tuck it away somewhere. So we're coming into sort of an eagle pose with the legs. And then we're going to come into eagle arms. So because the right leg's on top, we're going to bring the left elbow on top, crossing over the right. Backs of the hands together, or palms coming together. Then with the inhale, you're going to draw knees to elbows. Nice and tight. And then exhale, see if you can tap the hands down behind you, tap the toes onto the mat. So the inhale, draw everything in. The exhale, stretch everything out. 3 more like this. Inhale and exhale. In and out. In and out. Lovely. Uncross the arms, uncross the legs. We'll go straight onto the other side. So cross the left leg over the right. Lift the right foot. Either tuck that left foot behind or just leave it as it is. Right elbow is coming over the left. Backs of the hands come together or palms together. So again, inhale, draw the elbows to the knees. Exhale, tap the toes down, tap the fingers down behind. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Last one. Fantastic. Uncross the arms, uncross the legs. So you can ease out from that in whatever way feels good for you. Sometimes a little bridge pose can feel quite good because you get a good stretch through the front of the body. So if you want to do that, arms are down by the sides, feet hip distance, and just rolling up through the spine, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, finding a nice stretch through the front of the body. Lovely. Then rolling back down, bringing the hips back down onto the mat. Fab. So, if you still have that strap to hand, or as I say, you can use a scarf, you can use a sock, whatever you've got. And we're going to take the strap around the right foot. So taking it around the sole of the right foot, just round the ball towards the toes. I'm going to take the strap into either hand and have the legs straight but not locking the knee out. So just have a little micro bend in the knee. And then we're going to use the strap to draw the leg towards you until you feel a nice stretch down the back of the leg. So try and have a good bend in the elbows, snuggle the shoulder blades down onto the mat so you're not holding tension in the rest of the body. If it feels okay, you can try lengthening the left leg away from you along the mat. See how that changes the stretch. Any discomfort in the lower back though, stay with the opposite leg bent instead. Wonderful. And we're going to take the strap into the right hand, resting the left hand on the left hip. And then nice and slowly with an exhale, you're going to take that right leg out to the side. I think I've got a plant in the way. Don't think it's going to go very far. But you can take it out as far as you want to, just as long as you're keeping that left hip down on the mat. So as soon as you feel the left hip starting to lift, that's as far as you want to go. If it feels comfortable to hold, then just hold and breathe. If you prefer though, you can just use the inhale coming back to center and the exhale back out to the side. Whatever feels best in your body. Wonderful. And with an inhale, we're going to draw that leg all the way back to center. Keeping the leg lifted, you're just going to swap the strap into the left hand. Right arm going out away from you at shoulder height. Straight if you have room, but if you don't, you can always bend at the elbow. And then we're just going to draw the right leg across the body. So just a little way to start off with. Really try and flex the foot, and you should feel that quite quickly down the side of the right leg. So try and keep the right hip down on the mat for now. So just a small movement across to the left away from the center line. And then with your next exhale, moving a little bit further, drawing the leg a little bit further across. You can always lengthen the strap a bit so you can rest the left elbow down on the mat. Again, taking that tension out of the upper body. So the right hip can lift a little as you take that right leg further across. But keep trying to flex through the foot to push through the heel so that you're feeling a good stretch all down the side of the leg. And then if you like, taking that leg right the way across so it comes to rest down on the floor to the left of you. So we've now come into a twist. So try and keep right shoulder blade down on the mat so you get that twist right the way through the body. You can either look up towards the ceiling or turn the gaze over the right shoulder, looking over that right shoulder. So if this twist is feeling good, then feel free to stay in it, pause the video. But otherwise, we're just going to take one more breath. And nice and slowly draw the leg back to center. Take your time. And then bend the knee and release the strap. Give the ankle a bit of a circle. Then we'll pop that right foot down. Draw the left knee in. Take the strap around the ball of that left foot. Again, send the foot up towards the ceiling. Have the strap long enough so you can have a good bend in the elbows. Snuggle the shoulder blades down on the mat. Foot flexed so you feel a good stretch all down the back of the leg. Don't worry about your leg being straight. If there's a bend in the knee but you can still feel it into the back of the leg, then you're all good. It's about what it feels like, not what it looks like. And again, if it's feeling okay in the lower back, you want to see if you can straighten the opposite leg, so the right leg away from you along the mat, then do. Lovely. So then the strap is going to go into the left hand. Right hand's going to rest on the right hip. And with an exhale, we're just going to take that left leg out to the side. So remember, we're trying to keep the right hip down, so as soon as you feel that right hip starting to lift, that's as far as you want to go. You should hopefully feel it into the adductors, so the inside of the left leg. You should maybe possibly feel it a little bit into the groin on the right side as well, but don't worry if you can't. It's about opening up through that left hip. Again, if you want to, you can always inhale and draw to center, exhale to ease out to the side. Or if it's feeling all good, holding out to the side, then stay with that and breathe. Wonderful. And then we'll get a nice and steady, bring that leg back to center. Swap the strap into the right hand. Left hand going out at shoulder height, either palm facing down with the arm straight, or you can bend at the elbow. And then just that little movement, drawing that left leg across the body, trying to keep the left hip down. So it's just moving slightly off the center line, but keeping the foot flexed, and you should feel that down the side of the leg. Wonderful. And we'll move a little bit further. Starting to let that left hip lift a bit more. So the twist is beginning into the lower back. Try and keep the left shoulder blade down on the mat. Lengthen the strap if you need to. Take that tension out of the upper body. And if it feels good, taking the leg right the way across to rest down to the right of you. I have a fireplace and a plant in my way, so my leg won't be going that far. And just holding and breathing. You should feel a good twist into the spine. You should also feel it all the way down that left leg, into the side of the left leg, and possibly into the glutes. So again, if you want to stay here a little longer in this twist, then do. It's a great one to hold for as long as you feel you can. But otherwise, we're going to take a breath here. And inhale, drawing that leg back to center nice and slowly. Take your time, ease the spine around. And release the strap, bend the knee. Get rid of that strap, give the ankle a little bit of a circle. Then draw the right knee in to meet it. Coming into happy baby if that's good. Holding on to the outsides of the feet or the big toes or maybe the ankles. If happy baby is not available to you today, then just hug the knees in, give the spine a rock. Whatever feels good to release and relax those hip flexors, the hamstrings, generally the whole of the lower body. Happy baby is also a lovely one if you do have some lower back problems, even into mid back problems. It can feel really nice because you're creating that natural arc in the back, rounding the back a little, and you've got the pressure against the floor. Also, if you're just feeling a little anxious, a little stressed, this is a really nice one to help you feel comforted, help you feel like a baby again. Lovely. And then when you're ready, release the feet. Just pop the feet down onto the mat. Letting the body settle. We'll just close with some steady breathing. If it's not comfortable lying on your back like this, then feel free to roll up a blanket and place it under the lower back. You can always pop your feet up a wall or onto a sofa. That can be a nice way to help the lower back. Or stay with the knees tucked in so the lower back is supported on the mat. Make the variation that works best for you. But when you do feel settled, just closing the eyes again, settling into the breath, settling into the body. See if you can return to that 6-second breathing. Breathing in for 6, breathing out for 6. So if you have time, I recommend staying here, staying with the breath, doing a little meditation, using the breathing to guide you. But if you're ready to finish the practice here, and just start to bring a little movement back into the body. When you feel ready, draw the knees in. Take your time either rocking onto one side or rock yourself straight up to sitting, whatever feels best. So I hope you enjoyed that practice. I hope you're feeling nice and strong and your back's feeling good, your posture's feeling good. If you do feel a little bit achy after that, then don't worry, that's all good. It just means we've worked all the muscles and hopefully start to create a bit more strength in the body. But just notice the difference between aches and pain. If anything didn't feel right, if there is pain in the body, then that is something entirely different, and it'll be a good idea to see someone about that and just check up, make sure that everything's going okay. Our backs are wonderful things, and as I'm sure you know, if you've ever had a bad back, it is not fun, and it affects everything, including our mood and how we sleep. So yeah, so if there's aches, we're all good. If there's pain, go and talk to someone. Find yourself an osteopath or a physiotherapist, and just have a quick chat to them and see what's going on in there. Sounded like a lecture, didn't it? But yeah, it's important to keep your body healthy and happy. Anyway, I will stop yabbering on. As I say, I hope you enjoyed the practice. Please do subscribe, click the little bell notification so you get my videos when they come up. Leave any comments you want to below, and hopefully see you again soon on the mat. Om Shanti.